Welcome to the video with new stories from Ethiopia, Somalia and Eritrea. Firstly, Somali region of Ethiopia, where fighting is still ongoing between Somali regional special forces and Al-Shabaab fighters. Mustafa Omar, Somali region's president, just a few hours ago left for Afdir zone of Somali region, which is the region, the zone where Al-Shabaab fighters managed to penetrate last night. And conspiracy theories are being floated that Egypt is behind this attack, that Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud government is in alliance with Egypt, and Ethiopia is facing these attacks because Egyptian agents are facilitating these attacks with the help of Somali government of Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud. How true are these claims? Is Egypt involved in this new escalation on Ethiopian southern border? Secondly, a new story from Dassi city of the Amhara region. Yilkal Kefale, Amhara regional president, visited Dassi city today and he addressed locals there. Notables of Dassi city were invited, and there he spoke about Raya and Wolkait once again. What did he say? Is Amhara regional government changing its position on Wolkait? Is it showing some flexibility or not? Thirdly, uh, Russian foreign minister is due to arrive in Ethiopia next week, while US is planning US Africa summit in coming months. Fourthly, we have a new story from Sudan. Tigrayan refugees in Sudan have held a demonstration. Why are they protesting? And lastly, a look at the plight of Eritrean refugees in the Amhara region of Ethiopia, the Bath refugee camp, which is in the Amhara region. We have a clip for you from the Bath. Eritrean refugees can be seen drinking rainwater. Firstly, we have a new story from the Somali region of Ethiopia, where around 36 hours ago, armed group band group Al-Shabaab launched an attack, a massive attack on Somali region, Somalia border. Yid, Ato, two towns of Somalia on Somalia-Ethiopia border, on Somali region border, were captured by Al-Shabaab fighters. And then last night, Al-Shabaab fighters entered Somali region of Ethiopia, and in several places there were clashes between Al-Shabaab fighters and Somali special forces. And the places where these clashes are ongoing are deep into Afdir zone of Somali region. In the previous video as well, I mentioned some places in Afdir zone of Somali region where clashes are being reported. And now what we are hearing is that in West Lime, in Korof, there is ongoing fighting between Somali region's Leo police and Al-Shabaab fighters. This place, West Lime district, is deep into Afdir zone of Somali region. So Al-Shabaab has managed to considerably penetrate Afdir zone of the Somali region of Ethiopia. Fighting is ongoing. Now, so far, no statement from Ethiopian federal government, Somali regional government as well. Somali regional government has not said a word so far. What is happening in the Somali region? How many special force members have been killed? Because According to Al-Shabaab-backed media outlets, hundreds of Somali Special Force soldiers were killed in yesterday's attacks in Yeed and Ato towns of Somalia. No statement from Somali region government, but unofficially it is being said that the two towns, Yeed and Ato, have come under the control of Somalia's government, and Somali special forces also deployed to these two towns, Yeed and Ato. But no official confirmation so far. Somali regional government must clarify what is happening on southern border. How deep is Al-Shabaab? How deep is its presence in Somali region of Ethiopia? Meanwhile, Mustafa Omar, Somali region's president, has reportedly departed Jigjiga. He is arriving in Afdir zone, and some say he has arrived in Afdir zone of the Somali region, which is the zone where fighting is ongoing. He was seen in Gode. Gode is in, I think, Afdir zone of Somali region. Meanwhile, conspiracy theories are being floated by some sources, some individuals, some news outlets who are anti-Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud government. Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud government, newly formed government, he took oath just 2 months ago. It is being said that Egyptian intelligence agents are behind this attack, and Somalia's government of Hassan Sheikh is facilitating these Egyptian intelligence agents for their operations against Ethiopia using Somalia soil. So these theories are being, these rumors are being circulated, and it is being said that in 2015, Al-Shabaab attacked Ethiopia, and back then Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud was president of Somalia. And now once again, second attack, again when Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud is in power. So fingers are being pointed towards Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, that his government is in alliance with the Egyptian intelligence agents. I have been saying in recent videos that friendly Ethiopia-Somalia relations are more than necessary for peace and stability in the Horn of Africa. Both countries can create problems for each other, and so far working relationship has not been built between the two countries. Hassan Sheikh has not visited Ethiopia so far. Hassan Sheikh has arrived in Tanzania to attend East African Communities Heads of State Summit. Somalia wants to be part of East African community for years, but it was not granted membership. Let's see, will it be made member of EAC or not? That remains to be seen. So a developing situation on Somalia-Ethiopia border. No cabinet in Somalia. President out of the country. Hamza Abdi Bare has passed orders. So Ethiopia will have to defend on its own. That's very much clear, that Ethiopia will have to defend on its own. Ethiopian National Defense Force, regional forces, they'll have to be activated to defend from this onslaught by Al-Shabaab. The attack seems to be a retaliation for the killing of Al-Shabaab commander killed in Afdir zone of Somali region 4 days ago. Secondly, it could be a preemptive strike as well, because we know that a new military offensive against Al-Shabaab is in the making. Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, Hamza Abdi Bare, all are saying that new offensive against Al-Shabaab will be launched. So before that, Al-Shabaab is trying to push Ethiopian forces back into Ethiopia. It is trying to cut off supply lines of Ethiopian National Defense Force by taking control of areas close to Ethiopian border. So it may be a preemptive strike as well. As regards rumors that Egypt is behind this attack, we have no credible information. There are some elements working against Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud government. The elements want deterioration of ties between Ethiopia and Somalia. That is why all these rumors must not be shared as facts. These are just rumors. Secondly, we have a new story from Dassi city of the Amhara region, where Amhara President Yilkal Kifale today addressed locals of Dassi city. He was visiting some schools destroyed allegedly by Tigray Defense Force last year, and Azima party leader also accompanied him, Professor Baronega, and the two visited some schools which were destroyed last year. Baronega is education ministry is working for reconstruction of these schools. In Dassi, Yilkal Kifale addressed locals and he spoke on Wolkait and Raya. What did he say? He said the identity of Wolkait and Raya is unchangeable. It's part of Amhara. It's Amhara land. And Amhara government will not hand over these territories to anyone. So once again, a reaffirmation of Amhara region's claim to Raya and Wolkait, Western Tigray. At a critical time when talks are about to start, once again, Amhara regional president is saying that it will not hand over Raya and Wolkait to any other region. Raya has already been retaken by Tigray Defense Force. Most parts of Raya, like Alamata, Koram, are under the control of Tigray Defense Force. Though Amhara regional forces were not willing to withdraw, then there was fighting last year there. And Amhara regional forces, ENDF, they had to withdraw from Raya. Raya, which was part of Tigray before the start of Tigray conflict, is now under the control of Tigray Defense Force. Yes, Wolkait is still the source of conflict between Amhara and Tigray region. One important point is that Tigray Defense Force retook Alamata, Koram. Amhara regional government did not launch any major military offensive to retake Koram Alamata. So could same thing happen in case of Tigray taking control of Wolkait? That Amhara regional government will just keep on issuing statements, repeating its claims, and it won't do anything. Let's see. Talks are about to start. We'll have to wait a little to see the ultimate strategy which will be adopted by Amhara region regarding its claim to Wolkait Sagade. Thirdly, we know that Sergei Lavrov, Russian foreign minister, is due to visit Africa in coming days. Next week, he'll visit Ethiopia, Uganda, Congo, and Egypt as well. On the 26th of July, I think he'll arrive in Ethiopia. And in October, Russia is planning Russia-Africa Summit. The summit will be held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. Russia-Africa relations are very friendly. Africa is backing Russia, though Africa is facing severe food shortage because of Russia-Ukraine conflict, because Russian blockade of Ukrainian ports. Despite all these problems, African countries at General Assembly sessions, at UN Human Rights Council sessions, backed Russia against Ukraine. So Russia-Africa Summit in October. And before that, Russian Foreign Minister is due to arrive in Ethiopia. African countries will raise the issue of lifting of blockade by Russia on Ukrainian ports, because Africa imports wheat from Russia and Ukraine Around 30% of African wheat imports come from Russia and Ukraine. So that is why wheat prices are going up. Already conflicts, droughts happening in Africa. So Africa is suffering. Will these questions be raised by African leaders in meetings next week? We'll update you. Secondly, US is also planning a US-Africa summit. The summit will not be held in Africa. Interestingly, it is US-Africa summit and summit will be held in the US. Russia-Africa summit will be held in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital. But US-Africa summit will be held in December, from the 13th of December till the 15th of December. Summit will be held in US. US will invite African leaders to come to the US. Which leaders will be invited? All African leaders? Just democratically elected leaders? That remains to be seen. Thirdly, Tigrayan refugees in Sudan are protesting. We have a clip for you. They say that World Food Program has announced that from the next month, food assistance for Tigrayan refugees in Sudan will be cut by half because WFP is facing shortage of funds. So Tigrayan refugees will receive only half of their required nutritional requirements from next month. World Food Program must be helped. There are more than 60,000 Ethiopian refugees in Sudan from Tigray, from Amhara region, from Benishangul region of Ethiopia. Thousands have crossed into Sudan. But in Sudan, they are facing food shortage. Watch this clip showing the protest of Tigrayan refugees in Sudan. Lastly, a look at the plight of Eritrean refugees in Ethiopia. There were more than 100,000 in Ethiopia before the start of Tigray conflict. Thousands displaced. Hundreds missing, dozens killed, attacks on refugee camps in Tigray, in Afar regions. They were relocated from Tigray to the Bath refugee camp in the Amhara region. And a few days ago, some were arrested in Addis Ababa, Ethiopian capital, and they were forcibly shifted to the Bath refugee camp. What is happening at the Bath? It seems that at the Bath refugee camp, Eritrean refugees have no access to drinking of water. That is why they have been seen drinking rainwater. Though rainwater is used for drinking, some say that in some cases rainwater is clean. It's nothing wrong with drinking it, but the video shows that these refugees don't have access to a safe drinking water. That is why they are drinking, they're trying to collect rainwater and they're trying to use it for drinking purposes. Watch this video, thank you for watching.
كم زستري وذلهم ما يستة عب دبعت معسكر ما يستة سلزي إلا كم زستري وذلهم كابتن لا تحنا جرم وضحوا ذلهم ما يمس مزدنا وزناب كم زجرم يوم زوجتي ما يهت لم تري وذلهم أولاد كم دبعت معسكر ما يكم زجرم يوم زوجتي مالت سلام نحن كم يتعنا